So I currently have a big empty space in one of my tool boards, and I have some air tools that have just been sitting in a bin and I want hanging. So I'm going to design something for that. Oh wait, in AutoCAD I started making some ideas and kind of figuring out my spacing. This is going to be able to hold those little 1/4 inch adapters until I eventually got to, I think it was that one, or was it this one? It was one of those. I then imported that DXF file into Illustrator because I like to add text in Illustrator, just easier for me to work with. Added a little wrench symbol because that's where the wrenches are going to go. Fixed up a few things. There's a couple nodes that were floating in space. There's a couple broken lines, but now it's time to plasma cut. Got a nice piece of metal here. So I've got my drawing here. I'm going to go operation. I'm using SheetCam TNG, by the way. I'm going to go plasma cut. I've already chosen my cut layer, and the tool that I'm going to be using is tool number T11. That's what mine's called, but it's for 10 gauge or 1/8 of an inch, 45 amp fine tip, which is what's on my machine, and 84 volts. Okay, cool. Now that gives me some default settings, and there's no error messages. Yay, I'm happy. So I could take that now and export it by pressing P, convert it into G code, save, does the thing. And then once I get to the Fast Cut CNC's Mach 3 licensed whatever, I can go File, load the code, find my recent code, and there it is. Okay, let's set up our metal and the thing. I've already got my motors on, so I can go drive around. Here, let's zoom out a little bit. Hear that noise? It's doing stuff. Now, I usually just kind of crouch here. I don't have the wireless system set up for moving it around, and I'm going to eyeball it to get it close to where I want. And then I'll walk over. Not bad for my depth perception. I'm only off by a little bit. Let's go tidy that up. I'm happy with that. That's going to work for me. Then I can go back over here. It's easier to do with a partner who's giving you directions. I'm going to zero out by pressing zero all, and now the machine believes it's in the right place. Now I could do a dry run. I am going to do a dry run, but only of the final outer shape. So I'm going to scroll down through the code, until eventually I see white lines on the outside shape. So let's see, probably about, ooh, that's a big white line that's going there. We're going to press run from here. There we go. Press run. Just agree with everything it tells you. And then it's going to hopefully run through that outer shape. Sometimes you have to press run again. Come here, run. And you can watch it go through that outer shape to make sure it actually stays on your material. It's kind of slow. I could speed it up. Okay, good. Didn't go off the edge. Nice big straight cut there.
It's pretty close, but I think we're okay.
Let's go run this thing. It's going to be about a 5-minute cut, I believe. Turn on the ventilation. Close the curtains, you know. Turn off dry run. And I found to make this cut nice, it does say 84 volts. I'm going to crank it to 95. Enter. I'm going to slow my speed down to 60, even though it's going to take longer. I'm going to get a nicer cut. I've got an old tip and it tends to work. So let's rewind the code, hit run, press OK. Oh, hold on. Why are you doing this? Rewind all the way. Stop. What am I doing? Rewind. Let's move to 0. Man, it's a day. Move to 0. Let's go back to where it starts. Now we can run through. Now if I have to run back and press pause for any reason, it'll be because one of those random pieces falls out and goes sideways. So if a piece falls down, that's perfect. If it just stays there, that's all right. But if a piece while it's cutting starts here and then goes crooked after the cut, I gotta go press pause very quickly. Or it might hit that cutter tip and make all my metal move. So that's fine. That shape there, it hasn't fallen out, it's just floating. Fell out, that's fine. So while that's cutting, let's talk about the machine and the setup I've got. I have a Power Max 65 by Hypotherm. The table that I'm using, this is made by Fast Cut CNC. This is the Icon series. And this is a 4x4 table, so 4 foot by 4 feet. I've been using genuine Hypotherm tips in here. That has been giving me very nice quality. And I've been using that same tip for about a year and a half. I've done over 500 cuts in the last year with students and for myself. We've got an older Windows 7 system because that's what's compatible with this software. But it hasn't let us down, other than a cable coming unplugged or little things like that. All right, there's a nice big shape. So far everything is still staying flat. That's fantastic. Pretty fine cut. I did the design also to include fat lines that weren't going to be too small so the machine can do. When I'm programming, I try to make sure my smallest cuts are never any smaller than 0.14 inches in like width or diameter. I find that is a good number to stick around. If you need something that can do finer, you might want to look into a water jet. So all these little rectangles, yeah, it'll keep the weight down and whatever, and it's a lot of extra cutting, but it's going to allow us to bend the metal easier when there's a really long bend. In this case, from here to there and from here to here, it's going to be about 19 inches. There's going to be a 90-degree bend here, and here about a 10-degree bend. So you know what one of the coolest things about this? I get to teach this to teenagers. Teenagers get to learn how to use like industrial equipment like this. Pretty neat. Okay, cut is almost done. I think it's time for the outside cut. Sweet. So that took 4 different versions to get a file that would work right. So that was a little sideways thing. Luckily, nothing hit it. Now, with those settings, I cranked it to I think 95 volts and I slowed my speed down to 60% of what it recommended. There's gonna be a little bit of cleanup, but that's not gonna be too bad. We'll hit that with a grinder. Okay, let's see. Almost 90 degrees. That's pretty good. A little more. All right, the air tool holder rack thing is mounted. Let's put some tools on it. And there we go, it's got some tools on it. That's not, well, maybe not that one. Those look a lot nicer. I've left these all for 1/4 inch size shanked because that is what I've got all my basic air tools set for. Yeah, that was a fun little project. Let's just look at it from every angle. You ready for that B-roll? Okay, that was pretty boring B-roll. There you go. There's a nice shot project if you have access to CNC. I mean, you could cut all this out yourself, but I love my plasma cutter. Have a great day. Bye-bye.